This woman is so unhinged. I just love every time a new clip comes out about her. Yes, I'm talking about no other than the talking wig, Jasmine Crockett.
Since we're talking about integrity, I'm confused as to why my Republican colleagues aren't talking about the lack of integrity when it comes to the president's family's visas. Let me remind y'all that Melania, the First Lady, a model, and when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell level.
At this point, she just makes for good TV. That's all. I mean, this is a woman who wants to be taken seriously. And people are even talking about her possibly running for president one day. But listen to how she talks. I mean, her vernacular is that of the projects, a community that she was not raised in. So I still don't get the act. But every time I see a clip about her that comes across my feed, she just brightens up my day. And I was having a shitty day today, but I'm not anymore. He could have hollered at us. Miss Crockett, we are not at the family barbecue. We gonna talk with some class. But I don't know. At this point, Democrats wake up with things to be mad about. As long as Donald Trump has something to do with it, they're angry.
Oh, you just voted to do it.
Y'all did it first, so you don't want to talk about
voted to do it.
Yes, I like the fact that people are understanding what this lady is doing. When you take a look at this, fresh off her embarrassing flop trying to lead the House Side Committee, Jasmine Crockett is now attacking Melania Trump immigration statute. When you have got no wins, no leadership, and no result, I guess distraction is all you've got left. Insane. When you take a look at this, Jasmine Crockett attacked the First Lady Melania Trump on her citizenship demand, and mathin here. Extremely concerning. I don't know if you've seen this. Before we go into this video, first take a look at this.
Since we're talking about integrity, I'm confused as to why my Republican colleagues aren't talking about the lack of integrity when it comes to the president's family's visas. Let me remind y'all that Melania, the First Lady, a model, and when I say model, I'm not talking about Tyra Banks, Cindy Crawford, or Naomi Campbell level, applied for and was given an EB-1 visa. And what that stands for is an Einstein visa. Now, y'all that don't know, let me tell you how you receive an Einstein visa. You're supposed to have some sort of significant achievement, like being awarded a Nobel Peace Prize or a Pulitzer, being an Olympic medalist, or having other sustained extraordinary abilities and success in sciences, arts, education, business, or athletics. Last time I checked, the First Lady had none of those accolades under her belt. It doesn't take an Einstein to see that the math ain't mathin' here. Nevertheless, what Republicans are doing with this reconciliation process, the travel bans and revoking visas, jeopardizes our national security. It threatens our communities, our higher education, and our economy. Visas like the largely vetted J visas for higher education and M visas for trade, training, attract the next innovators, medical providers, researchers, and educators that we need to build on American success.
Yes, instead of talking about border chaos, inflation, or Iran, she's obsessing over Melania, a legal immigrant who speaks 5 languages, became a US citizen the right way, and saved this country with grace, dignity, and class. The party of empowering women is now bullying one of the most elegant first ladies in American history because she's married to Trump. Melania deserves respect, not race baiting, not cheap shot, not Democrat bitterness. If you stand with Melania and the Trump family, drop a love emoji. Yeah, the person who posted this actually air out my mind. Yeah. This same lady did not stand up to talk about what was happening during the Biden administration.
Let's read this together, shall we? I have an idea for the Democrats to bring them back into play. After years of being left out in the cold, including suffering one of the greatest losses in history, the 2024 presidential election, the Democrats should nominate low IQ candidate Jasmine Crockett for president, and AOC plus 3 should be respectively vice president and 3 high-level members of the cabinet. And then he goes on to talk about Mamdani, who he just names the mayor. I guess he is the mayor. Sir, it was a primary. I don't know that you know how government works. First of all the people he calls out by name here, they're not that color. They're not my color. And so that feels a little intentional. But what I really want to zero in on here is this statement, low IQ candidate.
You just voted to do
Y'all
it.
did it first, so you don't want to talk about it.
Voted to do it.
Order.
I'm trying to get clarification.
Look at, calm down.
No, because this is what
like
y'all
to get
do.
through proceedings.
So I'm trying to get
Miss
clarification.
Crockett, you're not recognized. Miss
I can't hear
Crockett.
you with your
And
yelling.
You don't want
calm
me to
down.
Be,
Can you please calm
don't
down?
tell me to calm down.
Calm down.
Because y'all
Please
talk
calm
noise,
down.
and then you
You're
can't
out of
take
control.
Because if I
Look,
come,
Chairman,
if I
can we
come
send
and talk
outside to
shit
take a
about
break
her,
for 5
y'all
minutes?
gonna have a problem.
Mr.
Order.
Chairman.
All right,
Sorry.
Chair.
I don't know why
Okay.
you're
Order.
acting
Chair
like
now
that.
recognizes
Not cute.
Miss Green for 4 minutes and 21 seconds. 4 minutes. Let Miss Green talk, and then you all can. I'll recognize.
But I
someone on
moved to
this side.
strike her words for a second time based on her second set of personal remarks attacking another member.
Chairman Comer.
Because you all cannot
I have an
seem
amendment at
to
the desk,
apply
and this
the rules
sideshow
of the
needs to
committee.
stop.
We have to do this every time.
Hey, I'm
Listen,
recognized.
listen.
I'm recognized.
Order.
I'm going to
Listen,
go ahead and
I-
start talking.
Look, I know. Look, I don't know if you've noticed it. I have 2 hearing aids. I'm very deaf. I'm not understanding. Everybody's yelling. I'm doing the best I can. Can we not recognize Miss Green and let
We
her
cannot because of the rules of the committee, Mr. Chair. That is what I'm trying to communicate in the present moment.
We have a Okay, what's the motion? What's
The motion.
She was the last person inside voting. When I saw these Democrats are scrambling, look at the kind of person they are struggling to pop up.
I went through the first leg of this race today, and there have been recent questions about something that just wasn't true, because I'm always loud and proud about everything that I have to say. But it did cause me some issues for sure. So I placed last in the recommendation from steering policy. And so with that, I am not going full caucus for a vote tomorrow. And, you know, those that have decided that they want to stay in the race to pursue the position, I am going to gracefully bow out because it just kind of is what it is, right? Like it just is what it is. And so
Governor Janet Mills read the names this weekend at the annual Maine Moose Lottery, but she had to fight through persistent hecklers.
Mills going to be the first.
There was a vocal and persistent group of people at this weekend's event who simply did not want to see the governor that day. They booed Governor Mills for several minutes, starting before she even took the stage. They were fired up over kids competing in sports. At one point, a heckler yelled, "We have daughters." Mills responded with, "I have 5." Eventually, she just plowed forward with the names. We have reached out to the governor's office for a comment.
Yes, this is a fun video. If you notice, I hardly cover these topics. This governor is known for defying Trump's policies at all costs. Recently, he waked up and said he will not follow Trump policies. She will continue to allow trans people to compete in women's sport.
Performing in Maine. I'm pleased to be here. This is my hometown, my church.
Starting to believe in the Democrats. There's more than just 1 or 2 of them that are fighting. We just got to be real and we got to go hard, right? Like there's only one person Donald Trump does not want in that seat. It is me. Like point blank period. This doesn't mean that I plan to be partisan in any way, but as a trained trial attorney, we're going to follow these facts. We're going to follow the evidence and we are going to make it plain. I also think that we can't just say, well, we're in the minority, so we can't do anything. I don't believe in that rhetoric. I believe in fighting. And that's exactly what I've been doing. So like, does this mean that we take the fight to their backyard? Absolutely. Because those people may not be tuning in. So allowing me to go and do shadow hearings on the road where I'm going into Republican districts and the people that are testifying dying are the people that have been impacted, whether they lost their jobs or whether they lost funding for Meals on Wheels or whatever it is, to tell their story so that their neighbors can hear them. And then they will know that we are listening, and we are not here just because it's election time. We are here because we actually want to heal this country.
Last time this seat was open and there was a race within the Democratic caucus for this particular seat.
Chair, okay.
Fast. You gotta push back immediately. Jump in his van.
I became a public defender. I had no criminal defense experience. And I walked in and I told my boss, Charlie, I said, listen, you should hire me. He said, why? I said, because I'm black. Charlie looked at me like
performative. Like I'm watching like a lot of these, Democrats get arrested by ICE. It's just like, all right, find something else to do. Like I feel like y'all just doing it for the attention.
So I'd love you to come down with me one time. I went back on Friday. I'm going again on Thursday. The times that have made me.
I want to appreciate people supporting me, sharing out my videos. God bless you abundantly. Don't stop to share the videos. It motivates me to bring update every single day like it is. I don't twist word. I report the way I see it. If you see videos after this, that is for the YouTube algorithm.
Part of the left.
Bigger situation where this kid
tell there are.
People line up for my advice, and you're walking away like I'm stupid. It's like,
why don't we choose more carefully who we're going to lionize?
Why? Marriage, infertility, trying to have kids makes things difficult. It's like
she's seriously depressed about how hard it is to live in the White House.
Post this morning alleging that since I said I will prevail.
It also shouldn't be racial. Require Carmelo to run. He had 100.
Has been overwhelming. The lies in their amplification.
This is not going to end. Right is right and wrong is wrong. All good.
If you see any clips after this, that is just for the YouTube algorithm.
What if he says self-defense?
There's no self-defense because kids in here and resolve this issue is called conflict resolution.
Again, the evidence is still coming in.
This is definitely a self-defense case because it always is one until you...
Because she's fearful of what might happen to her.
Followers for anything. And then
Registration Act is
talking about
term, and you will be very...
Once again, the field was littered with Wintour does.
And black people don't want to live around ratchet black.
How bad is his reputation going to be?
I love Jasmine Crockett calling out Melania's